Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I am an artist and spiritualist, and I continue to come and discuss the spiritual ascension path, spiritual principle. And it is very essential that we recognize ourselves as only love, nothing else than love. For it is the ego to correct our perception from the ego perspective of the two power to the only love. For when we come to this only love, there will be an amazing awakening of our consciousness. And for that, tools were given, which is forgiveness, release, and transformation. Those are very important. They were given by on channel messages, this reminder of forgiveness, release, and transformation. For God only supports what is good, what is come from love. So it's like it allows all the scenarios to play, but there are some people, everything comes from the love of God. What do we do with this life force energy? Do we create more love, or do we choose to separate ourselves from it? So we are very, very close to the full awakening to the reality of love. That is not something we need to create. It is an eternal reality. And we come from that reality of eternal love. Before the universe was created, we were living in this eternally, we were eternal beings. We always knew that we were eternal beings, and we lived in eternal abundance with all the wealth of the source. And then at some point, the creators, the gods, the godheads came and say, well, we created that. That's what's called samsara. It's the universe of universes. So we made some tests down over there where we were, my own spirit group, and we chose to participate in it. And but then as soon as we came into the picture of like as we went down the dimension, the further we went down the dimension into physicality, the more we realized it is completely unconscious, completely foolish, crazy to separate ourselves from the source, from the love, from the connection to this eternal light. But then it is only, we know that it is only an illusion. Time and space as put for the source has always been and will always be there, and you are that. There can be no other choice. For this new reality of God is the reality of only love. Can you be other than love? For it's like everything is like comes down to be conscious of that which we already are, and to live in the moment of now. For within the now, there is no past. It's only this eternal love. And then within the now, anything can be created, and the future becomes now. For it is a dream of separation we've created. Yet the heart knows. Everybody's got a heart, and within the heart there is already the kingdom of God. For it's like if somebody tells you you're looking for the kingdom of God, and you're asking somebody, you said you take the second right, and then the first left, and then you'll see a door, and that's the kingdom of God, and you'll come in. It's like they're trying to fool you. For the kingdom of God is an inner state of reality that exists within all beings, because it's like just the way it is. Paradise is the center of all things, and so it's always been there. We just need to tune into the frequency of that, and to become the will of God, the will of good, the will of God, and that is just a matter of just allowing yourself to live, to know that you live within the heart of God, and there can be no separation within the sphere of reality. And slowly but surely, this reality, as you repeat to yourself, I want to be only love, I am only love, then all the limited perception just have to fall away. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. The past is doubt. So leave the past, the doubts in the past. The present is the solution. For this, only love is a solution. For this, consciousness there is nothing that cannot be fixed with the consciousness of the divine, to realize this inner divinity, and to allow because God has all the means by which to solve any problem. There is no such thing that something that God would be incapable of understanding, of solving, or balancing out. And the future is rest, is vacation, is being able to enjoy the period of regeneration. What we're working on now is authenticity. It's just to be authentic, to sign on self, be true, and to be the God I am and nothing else. And by being that, by doing that, by connecting to that, all things can be made right in the union with the source, with the creator, in this sacred glorious union, because it's so glorious, so beautiful, what awaits us after the awakening. So, but it's about awakening the heart of God within, and the outcome will be the judgment. We do not need to be in the judgment mode ourselves, but to know that there is this law of evolution, and so it's like the when it's time, there is a natural ending and new beginnings. For its for all the separation, it's the ego separation, the memory that created that duality. But the heart knows the truth. So and even if there is when you connect to the heart in meditation or in dream or when you're sleeping or when you're very relaxed and you connect to this amazing sphere of the heart, it's just to learn to do it more and more and more. We can't really stay there all the time because we went to a program. So it's not a matter of staying there all the time, but returning to that sphere of love as much as possible. And it is the return of the Christ. The return of the Christ is the return of the love. A lot of people are expecting one being to go down from the sky, and probably Sananda, the Christ, will descend with the glory of the archangels and all that. But after the ascension, it's not going to happen now. We need to awaken to the divinity within. And in the past, those who were Christian beings were very poorly treated in society. They were like persecuted. So it's about not to understand this is a new age. There is no fear to have in relationship to expressing unconditional love. So. To know also that the alliance, the positive forces on the planet, humans and extraterrestrials, have gained the upper hand on all the outside matrix. So do not worry about that. Be contemplative. But focus on inner peace and on the perfection of the reality of the perfection of love that is before, and that's really what's very important to continue to activate the quantum field in relationship to that, and so to continue to test the milk and honey. The highest wisdom is nothing is better than home. So it's like being feeling good in our body and in our environment. What we need to understand is the time of living, departing. What we need to do is the tribe. There's this soul connection. We're coming together to co-create. It's going to be a very powerful new connection, and the outcome is happy. This is a card that we always want to have in mind, is to accept the eternal perfection of all that is and cultivate joy, to see that all things comes together at the right time in the right place. I wanted to just an anecdote I thought I share because it might be useful to you in some sense in a relationship to communicating to spirit. And the anecdote is that it's about a song. It's called The Wind of Change of Scorpio. I sang that a couple of times. Beautiful song, but something I had listened to. I had the album when I was a kid, but it skipped my mind. And I was listening to a channel messages, and it was this commander from a starship on Jupiter, was part of a high council. The person was asking him, do you like any music that we do here on the earth? There's plenty of music I like. If I had to choose one song, I would say the Wind of Change by Scorpio. It gives me strength, it gives me hope, it gives us energy. And so I went back to listen to the song. It's such a beautiful song, and so I sang that, and it keeps coming back. It came back into my mind a few times. I said, well, no, I've already sang it like a couple of days ago. I'm not going to sing it. And yesterday, the song was just not in my mind, but placed there. And I just tuned into it. And I brought the song, the words of the song in my head. And what I realized that it wasn't about the song. It was just like, it's like a phone ringing to that dimension, to that high console of light. So as soon as the song came in, the song get erased, and I got a direct communication with that console of light. So it's like a phone ringing. It was just a means by which to communicate in between the dimensions, since I was conscious of the connection. Because when I listen to spiritual messages, to channel message, I listen to the message, but I always think to greet and make a connection to the spirit who's talking who's behind the message, in a light way, of course. But that was interesting. It was like picking up, just listening to when this song, it was like a phone ring, and so I bring into my mind. I repeat the words, and then poof, the communication opened to the higher planes. It was very to these higher planes. So we're balancing out all the karma. This is really what's going on. I'm going to do the minute blonde. and I'm not going to talk about it again. But I was watching this trial with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and it's all about forgiveness. Huh? It's like if she's lying, he's got to forgive her. If he's done 10% of what she says is done, he's got to forgive himself. But it's not a very good thing to wash your dirty laundry on the public arena. But abusive relationship, for those who stay in abusive relationship, because of karma, but because they both you have it's always there is never one side that's completely black and all they're completely white. This has to be a game that is being played, but I'm sorry for the fan of Johnny Depp if that's if only 10% of what he says is true, because what I see is that well, he's a wonderful, kind and talented person, and so and love and so I'm sure she is as well. And so the thing is that what I see is that there is a possibility that there is some people that are extremely wonderful when they're normal, but then the mix of drug and alcohol weakens the personality and become possessed by a demon. That happens, and so that's a little bit what possession of an entity. That's what if anything is true, I'm not, but it's like so I'm not going to talk about it. But there's a massive campaign to discredit this lady and to say, well, Johnny cannot be doing that. So it's like, but then it's like it's between them. So I'm not going to talk about it, but I just thought I'd make a final statement on that. So we'll forgive and move on. So I'm pull a few cards. The highest wisdom is community life. It's how to work in community. In community, everybody is complementary. Everybody, we're going to start moving. We're going to start creating an enlightened community. Is outside of society, for now it's the society is basically the big cities. That's where my projects are going to be, but the big capitals of the world. But very soon there's going to be some community that's going to start forming outside of society, where will be which will be wonderful in terms of quality of life and will serve as a model for the rest of society. My master guide informed me of that long time ago, and it's getting closer, but those things will happen naturally. We don't need to force anything. What we need to understand is the monk or the nun to keep your energies together, not to disperse your energy, but continue to follow your heart. Do not this monk or nun. Sometimes, if we had past life as a monk or a nun, we made some vows of poverty, of celibacy. Those is like we want to erase that. We just want to be happy. We just want to be fulfilled on every level, and so there is no need for self-punishment. Or any kind of what we need to do is the lessons and the good deeds. So once we've learned the lessons, the good, and we're harvesting the fruits of the good deeds, and the outcome is the farm. We'll be able to cultivate some wonderful to be self-sufficient and to be able to have an environment that is because right now what I've said about a year ago, that if there is some if the food chain is disturbed, it will be a lot worse than an hour lack on Facebook, because Facebook is or any social media. So. But for now, there is no need to even plan, push, expect anything like that, and just focus on joy and abundance. Know that God will find a way to take care of you. The more we know that the Creator is there for us, the more this Creator can involve invisible forces to assist us as well. Well, thank you very much for your donations. That's really assisting me right now. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. If you want. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I thank you for holding the light. I thank you for continuing to cultivate this joy, this well-being. The more we are, and it's going to snowball. People are awakening all over the world. I'm going to finish with a song. I wasn't sure what to sing. It's a pop song. It's called 500 Miles. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. But I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in from the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I grow old, well, I hope I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. But I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's coming back home to you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. But I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Very passionate song. There was another thing that I realized yesterday. I was feeling very, very there is all kinds of physical transformation. Sometimes there's pain in the body, and I was like feeling my body really in pain. And I tuned into this message from was Natalie Glassen from the Sacred School of Omna. She was kind of channeling the Arcturian. She speak for like 20 seconds. I was really feeling. As soon as she tuned into the Arcturian, the message, poof, everything vanished. Oh, wow. I was like, thank you, my friends. I wasn't sure what Arcturian group for Arcturus is very vast, and there are many groups of Arcturus that are, since they are, but they are all one and connected, and they know that they were authorized to do that for me. So continue to cultivate your connection to the world of spirit, and allow your heart to explode in the love and joy of this connection. This. And the card of the day, the final card of the day, is the 10 of Raphael. It is really the card of satiety, of happiness, of joy, of abundance. It says your life is made of love and grace, harmonious family relationship, looking for happiness. So continue to cultivate this sense of joy, your sense of inner peace, as well as this paradise reality of love that we're seeking to experience. And the more it becomes anchored, the more any other possibility will become completely futile. For there are certain things that may be futile at some point, that may be completely meaningful at another time, and then there are something that can be interesting for someone, completely futile for someone else. So it's all so I'm gonna leave you there. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.